Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Batman Pennyworth, issue number 1, the R.I.P. issue, because Alfred's dead for a little while, maybe until the reboot and stuff like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're gonna get into all that good stuff. Let's talk about who made this comic book. We'll knock this one out of the park. We got story was written by James Tynion IV and Peter J. Tomasi. Art by Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira and Chris Burnham. Oh my God, Marcio Takara and Diogenes Neves and David Lafuente and Sumit Kumar. Colors by Adriano Lucas, Rex Locus, and Nathan Fairbairn. Letters by Travis Lanham and Tom Napolitano. When you have a book so big that you need 2 letters on it, dude. Also, Batman was created by Bill Finger. Okay, so, yeah, Batman, Pennyworth. Hey, what's up? This is basically a compilation book, clearly, of a bunch of different... It's basically them going to Alfred's funeral or mourning the afterwards stuff, and then they're just like, hey, and of course the entire Bat family's fighting with each other, and there's a lot of guilt and a lot of blame, and a lot of... The denial's pretty much over, but, the stages of grief, they're going through all of them, right? And at the end, it's just, Alfred doesn't come back. I'm saying, he doesn't come back. Basically, I don't see this as a bad book. It's a thick book for a one-shot. It's a thick book for only a $4.99 cover price, US, So honestly, it is what it is. The way I look at it is that it's a cool book, some fun stuff in it. If you're interested in a book where there's a chance that you're going to feel bad for stuff that happened in here, cool. Me personally, I'm not sad that I bought it. I'm not sad that I read it. I love these authors. I love these writers. You know what I'm saying? I love these artists and whatnot. Really well put together book. But at the end of the day, I'm going to call it what I see it as. It's basically a bunch of other people who are fixing Tom King's mess. I know it sounds super mean, and realistically it's because it is super mean, and I don't mean anything personal towards Mr. King. I love and respect him, and I think that he's a fantastic writer. But sometimes you got to recognize when you're not great at writing Batman. And I think that the biggest part of it that bothers me is that he still, to this day, claims that he stands by his work. Bud, there are people who, like my father was in construction, and he stood by all of his work because he's never had a building fall down or a roof fly off with a slight wind. You know what I'm saying? But if that ever did happen, I promise you, he's a noble enough human being that he would say, I do not stand by that work, and I would like to give a formal apology. Probably to avoid a lawsuit, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying it needs to go that much. Dude doesn't need to give an apology. But there is such a thing as taking responsibility for your work and saying, listen, I did pretty much the best I could. This is what I got. If you don't like it, you don't like me as a writer. It just is what it is. And at the end of the day, maybe I didn't do the best job that is out there. Maybe I just wasn't the right man for the job. Take responsibility for your work. That's the way I look at it is. And realistically, it's the only thing. It's not, oh, I feel so bad that Alfred's dead, because we all know that Alfred's coming back. It's a cheap little ploy. It's practically a gag at this point. Books like this are almost memes, you know what I'm saying, least off comic books. They're practically memes because we know that he's coming back. How long is DC gonna keep this guy dead? You know what? Honestly, if Dan Didio catches wind of people saying stuff like this, I'll bet you he keeps him dead even longer, just out of spite. That's right. Not out of good storytelling, but out of spite. Because at the end of the day, that's what all of this feels like. Nobody's asking for this. We said that we don't like it. At some point, recognize. Tom King said that he wanted to bring him back. Give the guy the license to bring him back. He didn't know how he was going to bring them back. But the idea is he was like, oh, I'm just going to kill him off camera or whatever, and I'm going to eventually bring him back, really quick before the run is over. Just let him bring the guy back and be like, I wasn't dead. This is a Marvel crossover, and that was an Alfred LMD. Yeah. I'm just saying, because that could have been fun. I guess. Anyway. This was a cool book. But honestly, I don't think that it should have even been necessary to make it. But that's just me. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.